Ready to take legal action months after a horrific crash killed a UGA football player, Devin Willock, and the team recruiting analyst Chandler LaCroix. This would be the first civil action filed in that deadly crash. Atlanta News First reporter Chelsea Beinpour is live outside the Georgia Board of Regents in downtown Atlanta tonight. And Chelsea, UGA received a legal document that indicates a lawsuit is likely coming.
Sean, they did, and so did the Board of Regents. That's the board that oversees and governs all of the public colleges and universities across the state, including UGA. And that document indicates that Willock's father could be suing for millions of dollars.
The dollar amount is pretty significant.
On Tuesday, Atlanta News First obtained a copy of this anti-litem notice filed on behalf of Devin Willock's father, which Atlanta attorney Erica Wilson says indicates that he could be suing the university system of Georgia for $2 million.
So anytime that you're suing a state or an entity of the state, you have to provide notice.
The notice was sent to the Georgia Board of Regents earlier this month, which governs the 26 public colleges and universities across the state, including UGA. The filing disputes much of what the university claims about what happened leading up to the crash on January 14th, which killed Willock and UGA recruiter Chandler LaCroix, who was driving the car.
The recruiter could possibly be an employee or an agent, and those distinctions matter because that will determine the level of liability for the university.
Willock's attorneys claim prospective UGA recruits were at an Athens strip club the night of the crash, and that LaCroix, an employee of the school, was served alcohol at UGA events while assigned to drive recruits and families around. A toxicology report last month found that LaCroix's blood alcohol concentration was 0.197 at the time of the crash. UGA says the school is not liable because LaCroix was off the clock. A UGA spokesperson sent us a statement that says, in part, personal use of vehicles rented for recruiting activities was strictly prohibited. Ms. LaCroix was not engaged in athletic department duties around the time of the accident, and her personal use of the car after her recruiting duties ended earlier that evening was therefore unauthorized. And the Board of Regents confirms they did receive that notice, but they said they had no comment on the situation. They have 90 days to respond to Willock's lawyers. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, Chelsea Beinpour, Atlanta News First.
Thank you, Chelsea.